All right, what's going on YouTube? Today we're going to be talking about my current concealed carry, the Glock 26, and I'm going to be talking about my current thoughts on the 26X. I've actually got a frame, a GlockStore 26X frame coming in from GlockStore at the moment. I'm just waiting on them to ship it. I think that I probably didn't submit something correctly with my FFL. I've actually emailed them, but I know they're swamped with emails. It's around Thanksgiving time, or it's the Saturday after Thanksgiving at the moment of shooting this. So I know they're probably swamped, but yeah, we're going to get into my thoughts on the 26. So let's do it. Essentially, I bought this 26 because I'd wanted one for a long time, and it went on sale on Palmetto State. It was a police trade-in for $300. So I mean, it's really hard to beat that $300 Glock. You know, I did a video on a $200 Glock, and that was an absolute steal. But there was something wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with this at all. It's a it's a $300 police trade-in. It's absolutely stock right now. The only thing I have that's not stock in it are these Trichicon sights that I used on my Glock 19 before that when it was my carry. So basically these Trichicon sights go on any of my carry guns. This has stock sights on it now, the Glock 19. And then the only other non-stock part is I have a Magpul 12 round mag. This was just at the local gun store. It came with a 10 round mag, which is okay, but it's actually funny. I'd rather a 12 round mag, and actually the 12 round mag feels a little bit better. But if you look at them, they're both, I mean, they're a very similar size. Actually, the 10 rounder is a little bit longer, just with this little flared thumb piece right there, or sorry, not thumb piece, pinky piece right there. So with this 12 round Magpul, you're getting more mag or more ammo, 2 more rounds, and it's a little bit shorter. So that's what I currently carry it with, is the 12 round Magpul mag. When I get the 26X frame, my plan is to only carry it with stock Glock 19 mags, 15 round mags. If you know, I'll put up a picture of the 26X now. If you've heard anything about that, that's basically my thought process with this was a 26X before the 26X came out, which I mean, I'm sure it's been a thing for a long time. My thoughts was to carry it with, this is a Magpul mag with a little 3D printed pinky extender around it. But my thought was to carry it like this, not with the Magpul mag, with a stock Glock mag, and put the little TLR, I forgot what type of light it is on there, put that little light on there that you can put on the Glocks and carry it like this, and eventually possibly get it milled for a red dot. But yeah, and then literally, I think a few days after I got this Glock, I literally took a picture of it and sent it to my friends, and I said Glock 26X, you know, it was something just like this. And then a couple days after that, GlockStore announced their 26X coming out. I was like, holy crap, that's crazy, you know. But I'm glad that I did not go ahead and invest in the light for this, because I would prefer the Glock 26X because you can carry a much better Streamlight TLR7 sub, either the regular or the HLX on it, because it's got a rail. It's got a real rail on there, and you'll notice that this has no rail. This is a Gen 3 police trade-in, like I said. But with the 26X, you get a rail, and you can use the TLR7 sub on there. And the TLR7 sub sticks out a little bit from the frame, which is good in my opinion, because I stated this in a previous video. But I listened to a podcast one time, the Art and War CBRN podcast, with somebody that was unfortunately a self-defense shooting. I think they said that they were carrying, well, they said they were carrying a 19, I would assume with a light like this on it. And so they said that they were carrying the 19, and that basically this guy tried to stab them, and they got into a physical altercation, like a physical fight. And the guy unfortunately had to unload his entire 15 round mag into the gentleman trying to kill him with a knife. But he said that a lot of the issues was, I guess the guy was on top of him. And when you have somebody on top of you, your gun gets, well, a Glock goes out of battery. I think most modern pistols go out of battery. So, I mean, I'm going to double check, make sure that's clear so I don't put a big hole in my hand on camera here. That would be really stupid. But yeah, so the guy was on top of him, and he was pulling the trigger like that. He gets a dead trigger. You know, so he said it's a good idea to try to carry something, a light that sticks out a little bit underneath the barrel. So if somebody is on top of you, it's going to create a little bit of space there to where you can still pull that trigger. Yeah, so that's just something I'd never thought of. I want to put the information out there that it is a good idea to have a light that sticks out a little bit. I'd never thought about that. basically having somebody on top of you, and then your gun be out of battery as they're actively stabbing you, and you get a dead trigger, is probably one of the scariest things in the world. So he said that he had to pull back his gun, and he would rack around because he didn't know what was going on, and then he would shoot again. But I mean, eventually, he said that he ended up, using his whole entire magazine. But yeah, I can try to link that episode, or tell you what episode of the CBRN podcast it is. But it was eye opening, very gruesome stuff. I mean, I pray to God that we never. I hope that this is just a silly hobby. That none of this is ever serious. But it's good to be prepared. Like the Boy Scout motto is, be prepared. So it's always good to know what you're doing and have something like that. But anyway, I digress. But my plan with this Glock 26, like I said, is to get the 26X frame, carry it with stock Glock 19 mags, pretty much this frame. But I have another frame right here, a 26 frame with a red dot cut on it. This is a AIM surplus red dot cut frame, RMR cut. I've got a cheap little primary arms red dot on there. There's a AIM surplus barrel in there. I just got this barrel. I've not tried it out yet. I'm waiting on another recoil spring from my GlockStore order as well. I got some cheap little plastic suppressor height sights on there from AIM surplus as well. But I have had issues with this slide. When I took it to the range last, for some reason on the first round, it would not fire. I'd have no idea why. I was using a different barrel. I was using a threaded barrel, which I don't have out on the table right now. But so I was using a different barrel for this. But yeah, on the first round, there was a round in the chamber. Pulled the trigger. I would hear the striker drop, but nothing wouldn't go off. But I'd rack the round out. Check, make sure there's another round in there. Pull it, and then it would start working fine. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on with it. I need to pull apart this slide again and look at it. But if I do decide to carry this with this slide, my plan would be similar to the PSA dagger slide that I do. Basically, try to put all stock internals in here from this 26, this 26 barrel, this 26 striker, 26 plunger, 26 extractor, everything like that, to keep it as stock as possible. And the only aftermarket part would be the slide, pretty much. So that's what I try to keep things pretty stock. I don't want to throw a whole lot of aftermarket parts on there. I feel like that does screw with reliability personally. But yeah, I mean, that's my plan at the moment. I've never carried a gun with a red dot, so I think it would be cool. I normally only carry with iron sights. Not because I'm, like a boomer or whatever. It just kind of has been what it always has been. Is just I've just only had guns with iron sights on them for my EDC. So yeah, I'm kind of excited. If I can get this to work correctly, then I will start carrying the slide potentially with the 26X frame, but then all the internals would be stock. So essentially the only two non-stock Glock items I would be carrying would be the frame and the slide would be non-stock. The slide would be AIM surplus, the frame would be from GlockStore, but then all the internals, the barrel, the striker, everything else inside the magazine would all be stock Glock. So that's the plan at the moment. But in the meantime, I'm just going to carry this upper literally like this on the GlockStore lower with these. I'm going to pull these internals out of this lower too and put them in the GlockStore lower, and then get that TLR 7 sub, and then pretty much carry like that for the indefinite future until I can afford to figure out, or until I have time and the money to figure out what's going on with that. But yeah, I mean, this is my current concealed carry setup. Let me know what you guys think. Pretty much I carry with this 12 round mag, and then this is my little EDC flashlight. I know it's not optimal to carry like that, but I am a big proponent in carrying a flashlight due to the fact that it is dark for half the time on Earth, and if you are going to get into a sketchy situation, it probably is going to be at night. So I'm a big, I have people in my life who don't understand why you need a flashlight on a weapon. And I don't really understand their point, because I'm like, it's dark half the time on Earth. And if something bad is going to happen, it has a higher chance, I feel like, of happening at night. Like my grandma always said, nothing good ever happens after midnight. So, but yeah, that's pretty much how this is now. Like I said, all stock minus the magazine. but yeah, I mean, let me know your thoughts below. If you think the 26 is antiquated, do you think I need to get a 43X? I honestly probably would, like, if I was a beginner now, if I didn't have any of these handguns, this plethora that I have of Glocks, then I probably would get a 43X, but I just love the fact that basically all these handguns, the 17, 19, 26, all of the parts are the same except for the frame, the slide, the recoil spring, and the barrel. Besides those four, I mean, those are major parts, but like the trigger groups, the slide lock, the everything else about it, the striker assembly, the plunger, you can swap the sights. Everything about this is swappable with all the other guns. The mag release, um, that's just what I like. I like that they all take the same mags too. So basically, I can just keep buying mags. A lot of my buddies, they only buy Glock 17 mags, even though they have Glock 19 length guns, because they just like, yeah, because they like those extra. They don't see the point in buying a 19 length mag, and I just appreciate that I can slap that in there. There's a 17 mag. This is a Magpul mag, but and it's not as comfortable as having this little grip extension on there, like this 19 length mag. But it's something that you can get the job done. I think the 26 was originally designed to be a backup gun for police agencies, so then they can that their backup gun uses the same magazines as their duty weapon. So if they get into something hot, their duty weapon goes down or gets lost or whatever in some sort of conflict, they'll still have 17 round or 15 round mags on their kit, and they're able to slap those in. The thing I don't like about the 43X is that the mags are proprietary pretty much, and they are extremely expensive. And I already have a plethora of these 17 round mags and bigger mags that I use for shooting competitions, because one of my first shooting competitions I went to, I talked to a gentleman and he was running all extended 33 round Glock mags, and I was like, well, why are you doing that? And he's like, well, there's no reason not to run a 33 round mag if there's no mag limitations on the class that we're running, because we're running a running gun and it's pretty much an open class for everybody. And he was like, yeah, there's no reason to not run them except for weight, if you're really that concerned about weight, but it doesn't weigh that much more than a 17 round mag. So, and actually on that running gun, I don't know if that was my first or my second one, but one of my buddies actually had a 26, and he had just all these like little baby 26 mags for it, like the 10 rounders, 12 rounders. And so I was actually able to loan him a bunch of my Stendo, my extended mags, my Stendos, and that way he was able to perform a lot better with extended mags than just sitting there trying to, reload every, because I mean, a lot of the stages, they're going to require um, more than 10 shots, or 12 shots, whatever it may be. So it is a good idea to have a 17 round mag or a 33 round mag, 27 round mag, 21 round mag, whatever it is. I really love that compatibility. So I love all the compatibility and interchangeability between all these weapons. That's why I'm a big fan of the Glock 26, Glock 19, and Glock 17 family. Please let me know your comments down below. I really appreciate everybody watching. Thank you so much, and God bless. Thank you.